It's a problem that could potentially affect anyone, the presence of deadly strains of E. coli in the food supply. More than 50 researchers at 18 different institutions say they're making good progress on detection and prevention of Shiga toxin-producing E. coli, or STEC, specifically in beef. A $25 million USDA-sponsored project began in 2012 and has been extended another year. Scientists are looking for better ways to spot the harmful E. coli, and it hasn't been easy.
All human beings, all cattle, warm-blooded animals have non-disease-producing E. coli in their intestines. And so the presence of these normal E. coli serve as sort of a mask and makes it more difficult to detect the ones that cause disease because you're separating them out from the normal ones.
One of the discoveries has been how certain grains that are byproducts of the ethanol industry can increase the presence of STEC and the 0157H7 strain in cattle.
We've been able to show somewhat repeatedly that when we feed very high inclusions, so higher than normal or being higher than what's normally being fed today, in fact, but when we feed those high inclusions of distillers grains, there's something about that gut environment then that leads to propagation of more 0157H7 than if you didn't.
Although instances of E. coli-caused illnesses are relatively rare, they still happen. When they do, they can be deadly and can also have a huge economic impact on beef producers and restaurant chains that depend on a safe food supply. Researchers have also discovered the 7 specific strains they're looking at are similar in makeup, which simplifies mitigation efforts in meat processing plants.
We started out thinking, well, we need to figure out how to control each one of these different types of STEC that are out there that we're looking at. And because of the research that says, the physiology or the cell biology of these things is basically the same, many of the controls that we have to control one organism will control the rest of them. And that was a really big thing to learn.
A 2011 outbreak of a variant of STEC in Germany was traced to sprouts, not beef, but highlighted how strains can change quickly. Almost 4,000 people were affected and more than 50 died.
We have seen, like in the German outbreak strain, a different kind of organism that emerged that was very, very deadly. So that's one thing I would say, even though we make great strides, we can still have, just through nature, new bugs develop that can present new problems that we haven't addressed.
Researchers hope to eventually commercialize tests that will make it easier to detect harmful E. coli in beef. The project could be extended beyond this year. For Harvest Public Media, I'm Jack Williams.